Hi, my name is Taylor Danielson, and in this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know in order to clean the fingers of your Jaco robotic arm. For the cleaning process, you're going to need a few things. They're here in front of me. We're going to need 2 containers. These containers need to be deep enough and wide enough for you to place your fingers into them and open your fingers all the way. If you're doing this independently, we're also going to need some sort of cup or container, or I have a water bottle here, which is going to allow us to bring water from our sink or tap into these 2 containers that we have here. And lastly, we'll need some sort of soap. Any kind of hand soap or even the soap that you would use in your dishwasher. Anything that you are comfortable using on your hands or something which is food safe is going to work well. So to get started, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill up our containers with water. It's important to know roughly how much water your cup or water bottle is going to hold and ensure that that is below Jaco's maximum weight capacity of 1.6 kilograms. This container here I know holds roughly 620 milliliters or 21 ounces of water, which is well below our limit of 1.6 kilograms, so this is going to work perfectly. All right, so that worked pretty well. Of course, if you have someone who can help you, you can have them fill up these containers for you. I'm just doing this because these containers contain more water than Jaco is able to carry reliably. So by doing it this way, I'm just going to fill it up bit by bit until it's all full and we're ready to go. But if you have a helper, they can save you some time by filling these up for you. All right, so we've got our containers nice and full. And the next step is to fill one of them with some soap. Okay, the next step, now that we have our containers, one full of soap and one full of clean water, is we're going to submerge our fingers into water. And when I first heard this, I was also a little bit nervous about the idea, but I promise it's okay if you do it slowly and follow these very simple rules. So it is safe to submerge our fingers into water, but there is a certain point that we don't want to pass, and that is just past our first knuckle. So you don't want to pass that point, because at the base of our fingers, there are motors, and these are not water resistant. We do not want water to get into them. The fingers are perfectly okay to get wet, however. And we're going to start dipping into the water. Okay, so I have just reached our first knuckle. I'm in there. And, oh, by the way, this is our soapy water. We always start with the soapy water. And now what we do is we do a little dance. We're going to open and close, open and close. And we're going to do this for roughly 2 minutes. Just keep doing this. And this is going to break up all of the food gunk in your hands, any dust or debris, any kind of mess that's gotten lodged into your finger joints. This is going to clean that out of there. So just keep doing this for around 2 minutes. All right, so that's been about 2 minutes. Now we're slowly going to raise our fingers out. And now that our fingers are wet, it's very important that we keep them facing down. As you can see, I'm dripping quite a bit, and that's okay. But we want to ensure that we're not tipping fingers upwards and having that water run into our finger motors at the base of the hand. So until our fingers are dry, ensure that you're pointing them downwards. And so now we're going to repeat the same process. We're going to move over to our clean water and rinse all the soap out. So let's do that now. Again, we're very slowly going to go in. Just past that first knuckle, not too far. And we're going to start opening and closing. Okay, so we're done. That's been another 2 minutes, so we're going to pull our fingers out. And again, they're going to drip, so I'm just going to move them over a little bit. And just move them over here so we can see eye to eye. And now we're done. That's really all you need to do to keep your fingers clean. If you get a little bit of food junk into them or dirt, any kind of debris, if your fingers start to kind of behave a little bit strangely, such as if you're opening and closing them and they're getting a little bit stuck, that can indicate that maybe it's a good time to give them a little clean. If you just need a light cleaning, you've just got just a little bit of mess on them, you can use a damp washcloth and either, if you're able to, wipe it yourself or have someone wipe your fingers. If you have some particularly stuck on junk that didn't get removed during this process, feel free to repeat it, or alternatively, you could also employ a toothbrush and just kind of scrub that out of there, but make sure it's not a toothbrush that somebody's using because they wouldn't appreciate that. So now I'm just going to let this air dry. You can of course have somebody dry it for you, or if you have a towel handy, you can grab onto it and dry off the fingers, but I'm just going to let mine air dry. I'm going to leave Jaco out like this, in this downwards position, and let the water drip out. Again, the most important thing to remember throughout this entire process is do not let water run upwards into the motors of your fingers. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comments below or contact your product expert, and I'm certain they would be happy to help you. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.